What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Show. My name is AJ. How y'all doing? We are taking a look at a short article here on GameSpot. Apparently, you cannot store PS5 games on an external drive. Article Chris Pereira? I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. On GameSpot, as I said, this article was sent to me on the last weekly show, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the Mass Effect news video that I did, check that out. I talked about the fact that I'm kind of putting the weekly show on hold just because my Twitter feed, I don't want to get put into a rage by my Twitter feed, so I'm just kind of ignoring that for a little bit. Still using Twitter to make announcements and whatnot, but yeah, I'm not scrolling through my feed. Excuse me. So, this was sent to me by a subscriber from the channel, by Ronan Hustler. Go check him out on various social media. He's a good guy. He does a lot of multiplayer stuff. Like I said, always say friend of the channel, all that, and a little plug for you there, dude. Let's actually take a look at this news, though. Excuse me, goddamn. My throat's a little scratchy this morning. Let's see here. So you can't store PS5 games on an external drive. My first reaction to this is, why the fuck didn't we know this earlier? Like, you'd think we would have, like, this actually would have probably hurt Sony a little bit in their sales. I mean, look, I believe, because my PS5 just shipped, my payment processes, look, I've been very upfront. I'm buying both consoles anyways. I'm buying a Series X, I'm buying a PS5. That's just my thing, because I do this channel, I buy both. And look, yes, I'm leaning towards the PS5 over the Xbox Series X. If I was just going to buy one after last generation, would the idea that I can't use an external drive, again, let's go under the assumption that I'm only going to buy one with the fact that I can't use an external drive for PS5 games, keep me from buying the PS5 over the Series X? No. But I think for a lot of people this wouldn't matter. This is interesting. Though I will also add, I believe like I said, my PS5 just shipped. I was going over all the, hey, here's the final, the final receipt for your order. The PS5 is a terabyte. So depending on how big the games are on PS5, so I mean, I think that's a very big question, how big the games are going to be. But right now, I don't have an issue with a terabyte on my PS4 Pro. I have a shitload of games on there, even with the whole concept that it's a terabyte. So, I don't use an external drive on my my Pro. I use one on my original PlayStation 4. So I'm until I see the file size on PS5, I'm not going to worry too much about the fact that I can't use an external drive. But like I said, I do think that this is something that we probably should have known earlier. But whatever. I've rambled enough. Let's actually hop into the article here. Space may be at a premium on PS5, but you won't be able to rely on an external drive in order to store your PS5 games. While it was expected that you would need PS5 games to be installed to the internal NVMe SSD in order to play them, you can't even temporarily store them on an external drive to free up space on the internal drive. The unfortunate news puts Sony's new console at odds with Xbox Series X and Series S, both of which will allow you to store next-gen games on an external drive and then move them to internal storage when you're ready to play them. In theory, this should save you from having to delete and re-download digital games, which is a concern for people with internet data caps that won't be possible on PS5, at least at launch. And they also mention at launch. I'm gonna bet if they don't patch that, or if there's not some sort of, I don't know if there is a way to fix that digitally, but they'll probably release, hey, here's a Sony PlayStation external drive that only works with this. Kind of like wasn't that what the Vita did with its memory cards, if I'm remembering correctly? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that whole what is it, the proprietary sort of tech stuff. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, look, I'm still. Sorry, I'm kind of lost in thought here. What do I really think about this? Look, I think I've made my point. It's all going to come down to how much the game, like how big your individual games are going to be on the PS5. If they're anywhere near what games are now, I think that really a terabyte for what you're going to get out of the PS5, I think that's going to be enough for plenty of games. But again, that's just me. That's just my thinking here. One thing you can do to ensure that you have space on the PS5's internal drive is store your backwards compatible PS4 games on an external drive. So there's the other thing. So yes, you can use an external drive. I guess I shouldn't have buried the lead here. You can use an external drive on your PS5, but you can store PS4 games on it. You can't store PS5 games on it. So again, I maybe shouldn't have buried the lead on that, but let's see here. These games can be played from an external hard drive, although the speed of the device will likely impact the improvements you see to load times. PS5 features an option in the storage menu to always have your PS4 games installed to an extended storage, sparing you from downloading them to the internal drive and then moving them over. However, this is an all-or-nothing option, as you won't be able to decide where games download on a case-by-case basis. And that means you may end up needing to move games around after they download, depending on which drive you want to play them from. Okay, so again, I think that this is an oversight on Sony. I'm not going to say Sony knowingly did this, but this might be an oversight / technical limitation. You'd think that being able to decide on a case-by-case basis which drive that you want to send your which drive you want to send your games to would be an option. Again, that might be patched later on, but yeah, overall, I think this is going to be I don't want to say this is a drop in the bucket. I mean, this is something that's obviously going to be that's going to be on people's minds. But all in all, I don't think this is going to move console sales too much. And again, how much do I think this will actually affect us as gamers? I don't think a lot. Again, I'm using the PS4 as a gauge here. Again, like I said, my PS4 Pro runs on a terabyte. I don't have any issue with that terabyte. I mean, I've had this thing for almost about a year now, and I'm now just hitting that. I'm now just hitting my space limitation. And look, I'm also a guy who, when I'm not playing something, I delete it off my hard drive. That's just how I am. So again, maybe that's just the way that the terabyte's enough for me, not for a lot of people. I don't know. And I know, here's the guy giving you news analysis saying, I don't know. But honestly, I don't know how much this is going to affect public opinion on the PS5. I mean, obviously it's good for Xbox Series X that they have this feature and PlayStation doesn't. I mean, granted, I don't think that's something you market because it's like, look, you can sort, it's just, I'm like, that's not a very exciting thing to market. But as far as things go, I don't think this hurts the PS5 necessarily, but it is something that I think people are going to keep in mind. So that's really all I got to say. Not much else. I want to say, as always, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Social media's in the description. Like, comment, not already. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for next time. Till then, my name's AJ Kells. This is Something Game Channel. I'm out.